Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW, and this one is called Pass Me The Vagisil. For those that have seen the TV advert in the UK, you know what it's for. For those of us who don't live in the UK, let's just say it's a feminine hygiene product for relieving itching in intimate areas. So make what you will of that tagline at the bottom. It's the only way to deal with an irritating, and we won't say that word. There's a guy in here who I think, like a small child finding his willy in the bath for the first time, has discovered the command wheel, and he does nothing but spam it the entire game. It's irritating as hell, he's as irritating as hell, and his contribution to the game is next to nothing. We're going to play through this one, we'll talk through it, you can watch the ticker, count things up at the top with what he's spamming, what he's saying, and then we'll see where he comes at the end. Now we spawn here on the left flank when the Andiria Doria, tier 5 Italian battleship. I am running Iachino on this one. I think I'm running a full secondary build because I haven't played Brawl yet, but I set it up for secondaries the other day and haven't yet played in Brawl on my Italian battleships. I've got a battleship beside me, I think it's a Bayern, and we've got a cruiser there who's going to basically turn and run away. However, there is somebody in this game who's an absolute star, and that is the Graf Spear. He is going to be my supporting act. In fact, no, he's going to be the lead and I'm going to be his support, because he does an absolutely amazing job in this one in recognizing when the right time to push is. And we are going to go through when the time is right on red team, and we are going to take them to pieces. So if you're one of those people that likes to sit at the back of the map and wait for things to happen and then decide what you're going to do, take this one as a lesson learned that you're not safe back there when your flank collapses. The rest of blue team, they are deciding to sort of hang back a little bit, but what they're going to end up doing is realizing that the action, or rather the safe place to be, where people are taking care of business, is this side of the map, and they are all going to pretty much lemming train in this direction, including our friend Mr. T Baggy there, who, as he sails across the map with probably his willy in one hand giggling to himself and his controller in the other hand spamming the command wheel. Now I know there's a Legallician behind here, and there's also a battleship that's unsighted currently, and I imagine he's sat behind there waiting for us as well. Now the Legal has torpedoes, and I'm not one for sailing straight into torpedoes, so we decide that we're going to test his patience while we watch that ticker go up. 15 command wheel spams so far, we're barely into the game. This guy is a royal pain in the butt, and yeah, he lives up to his name. He is a complete teabag, he is a complete douche. But there go the torpedoes from the Legal. He got impatient, he didn't wait till he could see us, he fired them hoping he would catch us on the corner. Now is our time to push while he is reloading, because if he's fired torpedoes, he's not going to be in a very good position for a battleship coming round the corner. So we are going to get in here and we are going to start making things happen for blue team. As we come around the corner, there's the Legal. No torpedoes anymore. We put a full salvo through him for single citadel. The secondaries are on the go, and there's a Bayern there as well, who's been sat back waiting for something to happen. Well, it's all happening now, guys, because we are steaming through, and it's not just me. The Bayern has come through as well. That guy has completely missed those torpedoes, but the Graf is going to come thundering through with me as well. The Bayern gets the kill on him, obviously waited till I taken my shot so he could get himself a kill. And now we have the red team Bayern in front of us. I think my secondaries are going to do a better job, while we pass 20 spams of the command wheel from Mr. T Baggy. I don't care about calling this player out because he is an absolute annoyance. Look at that Bayern. His guns aren't even looking at me. He's going to sail straight past me thinking he can get a full broadside. I'm not going to give him that angle, and I'm going to turn in as quick as I can. I'm going to let those fires burn for a little bit because I know I can heal them. And I'm just going to keep putting shots into this guy while the secondaries take business. The two Bayerns, yeah, they're side by side. If these guys dropped in together to try and get secondary hits, are we spoiling their fun? Are they trying to stack the odds for each other? Who cares? Let's go and get the rest of Red Team. The Graf is pushing through. He's somewhere behind me. We've got cruisers in front of us. We've got destroyers in front of us. Sorry, not destroyers, battleships in front of us. And we are going to have torpedoes coming at us as well. Nice deep water ones from the new Pan-Asian cruisers. But there's the Graf. He's a little bit like me. We are going on a charge. Mr. Teabaggy continuing to spam the command wheel. Honestly, you need to be able to put a ban on these people. But we get shots off at that battleship. We do a fair chunk of damage. I think it's about 14,000 damage there. And we turn into him so as not to be giving him too much of a broadside. The Graf is going to risk it for a biscuit, turn an angle, and he is going to put torpedoes through that guy as I wait for my turrets to reload. But we are going to try and pick up some extra damage as we go along. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba-bum. They're all gone. The Graf gets it with the torpedoes. I don't mind. I know that this guy knows what he is doing, and I am going to back him up because I know what I'm doing as well. The rest of the team, yeah, there's wind whistling through their ears. Now, if this cruiser didn't think that I was expecting him to drop torpedoes at me as we break through 30 spams of the command wheel, he is going to disappear as well. Graf gets another set of torpedoes. We're through their flank. We're through. We're practically on their cap. There are 3 ships running away from us on Red Team. But Mr. Teabaggy is not done yet with his command wheel. He is probably sat on his sofa at home, giggling away to himself, having partaken in some illicit substance or considerable amount of alcohol, by which to entertain himself. That's up to him to do that kind of thing. I don't condone it. I don't support it. Hey, it's your life. Live it. But we've got a Fuso there in the middle. There's, I think there's a cruiser down on the bottom end there. And there's also another Königsberg, I think, tucked away behind this island somewhere. So I'm going to push into the cap while the Graf goes running towards those islands. And we rapidly approach the 40 spams of the command wheel in the entirety of this game. But he isn't quite done yet. And neither are we. We've got quite a decent tally here. 83,000 damage. But we're going to add to that because I pull a thing of beauty very shortly. Just stay concentrated because the Graf is going to the right of that island. You can see me speaking up on comms. I don't know if it can hear me. And I'm saying, if you go right, I'll go left onto the cap. So if he comes out at you, you've got him. If he reverses out to me, I'll pick him up that way. But we lost sight of the Königsberg, and we're just waiting and waiting. There's the rest of Red Team. There's kind of one ship back there, I think, holding the fort from Red Team pushing round, and everybody else has decided to follow us, and they are going to get some very, very cheap cap assists after the Graf and I do a fair chunk of work on Red Team. Königsberg gets spotted. We know roughly where he is now. We can't get shots on the Fuso. We're waiting for that Königsberg again. Covering the Graf. I think the Graf has got this taken care of pretty much. But there's the Königsberg. We can get across the top there. We're going to plop those shots in front of the Königsberg, and we take a decent chunk of damage off him. And then drop a citadel through his face, pick up a high caliber, and break the 100,000 damage with an absolutely devastating strike on that guy. So, sorry to the Graf for wasting your torpedoes on that one. I didn't mean to take it away from you. I just wanted to make sure that the Königsberg did not get an opportunity to try and sink you at the same time. We've got 35 seconds here on the cap. Mr. T Baggy decides that he hasn't done enough annoying of me through this game and sails straight past me and torpedoes me. So, as I said, an absolute douchebag of the highest order. So if you see him in game and he's on the opposite team, be sure to make that man's life a misery and focus him into oblivion, and make sure that he spends more time staring at his port screen than he does down the gun barrels in game. We take the cap, we take the win. To be honest, once we started pushing there, it was a complete roll-up of red team. 104,000 damage, dev strike, high caliber. We get an assist in cap because of all those potatoes that sailed round behind us. We finished second on the board to the Graf because he did pick up 3 kills. And one thing that I will say is, don't be that guy. But please, if you're in a game, do be that guy. I know it's a bit of a rant, but it just shows you what complete potatoes are out there. And what complete stars there are as well, with a guy in the Graf. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.